Do you stress over seeing your family at the holidays? It should be a festive time, shouldn't it? We should enjoy being with our families, but the truth of it is, we are with people that, we may care about, but often don't necessarily have anything in common with. And in fact, we may be at odds with on certain issues. So if you're tired of all of this, stick around and I will give you my 3 tips for how to create peace and joy when you dread those family gatherings. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dr. Lucille. I'm a spiritually oriented psychiatrist and psychotherapist, and this is my YouTube channel entitled Dr. Lucille on Relationships. My mission is to help individuals and the collective to heal from all of the relationship wounding that we've gone through since that incredible experience that started in 2020, the thing we should not talk about. And I'm hoping that in helping people to heal from all of that, we can come together in harmony and start creating the world we really desire. And so we also may, in that process, experience unconditional love. So here are my 3 tips for how to get through the holidays with some sense of peace and joy. So number 1 is don't play to win. Number 2, find something in it for yourself. And number 3 is find another tribe. So let's start with number 1, don't play to win. As you may already know, every success in life comes from a beginning of needing to change your mindset, you're having a strong intention or desire. Be strategic when you go into these family gatherings. Determine what you really want to feel, how you really want to be, and then enjoy. Enjoy the practice of putting that all together at the family gathering. Now, this is a lot harder, I think, these days than in previous years because there's so much more volatility and division in our world, and it has contaminated our families. You may not have enjoyed being around stuffy old Uncle John, but you weren't going to create World War III over a difference in political opinions. So things are more dangerous, shall we say, not to make it too dramatic, and a little more dangerous in coming together at some of these family gatherings. And of course, there are still all those unhealed divisions that started with everybody taking up sides on that big public health issue that started in 2020. A lot of that is playing into how people relate or don't relate to one another at these family gatherings. So we are navigating complicated territory. So my advice to people is practice being Zen. You let go of the outcomes, you park your ego at the door, and you definitely do not go in with an attitude of, I have to prove I'm right and they are wrong. You decide what your attitude will be. However, if you really want to come out of it feeling your best, then I would advise that you stay neutral. You do not take sides. You do not try to prove anything to anyone. I had a godmother who, bless her soul, would start drinking the moment that a party started. And she was so needy of attention that she would blurt out anything to get that attention. And most of the time it was very provocative. It could be very personally offensive to people. And she got away with it because people just didn't know how to handle her. But did fights break out? Absolutely. She could set the whole room ablaze. If I were to deal with someone like her at my, level of maturity that I've reached now, I would likely avoid her as much as possible. But if cornered, I would say something very neutral and respectful, like, Aunt Vicky, I understand that you have a very passionate point of view on this political issue. And while I respect that, I have a different point of view. And so I think it might be best if we just decide to talk about something more pleasant. Now, you can craft that in whatever way you want to. I would always suggest to people, if you're going to be up against somebody who's a real challenge, somebody who may be a bully and really comes at you hard, that you have a list of stock phrases to use to deflect any weaponry coming at you. So you can say very neutral things like, "Oh, well, I understand that's how you feel, and I just feel differently about it." And then you change the subject. So you can make up as many of these stock phrases as you would like, and pin them up on your bathroom mirror, your bedroom mirror, your fridge, and take a look at them and practice them. Visualize yourself actually saying these things. The more embedded they are in your neural networks, the more they can come out at a moment's notice when needed. So let's also think about another aspect of these family gatherings, which is, listen, don't you want to have some fun? Even though it may be stressful and a strain. So the second tip I would have is, do try to find something in it for yourself. My ex had a family that was, shall I say, rigid. They were so conflict avoidant that the air would be thick with tension. We knew that we were not supposed to stray out of a certain territory of conversation. We had to keep things very, very superficial. And you could tell the electricity in the room, because some people were really, let's say, at odds with other people, but they couldn't say anything. Oh, it was a major drain of energy to be there. So what I would do is I would play with the kids. Thank God they had young children who were still playful, who hadn't had the life beaten out of them by all this, repressed tension. And that's what I would do. I would play with the kids. And other things that, are helpful in these situations is, if you do enjoy cooking, make yourself available in the kitchen. Start talking about recipes and, help out. Go talk to people who are coming through the door. Take their coat. Exchange a few pleasantries. Have a joke. There are many things that you can do at these events. Not just leave early, but leaving early is not a bad thing. So I would just suggest use your creative imagination and make these events into something that you would enjoy, no matter how trivial that enjoyment is. And speaking of trivial, having games is a wonderful way to break the ice and have some fun. So, play Trivial Pursuit. Bring a game of your own. What have you. Number 3 is find another tribe. Now, I've had many wonderful Christmases. Not so much with my own family. There was a lot of dysfunction there, bless them all. But when I became an orphan officially, when my parents died, I was invited to all sorts of family gatherings, and I blessed all those people. I actually did enjoy myself at a lot of those gatherings. And then I began to feel like, you know what? You always have to fit yourself into the family narrative, to the family culture. And it didn't really feel authentic to me. It wasn't the sort of thing that I would enjoy doing at Christmas. So I began to find other tribes. And that would involve going on retreats, going to special events for people who were looking for things to do on Christmas Day, who had nothing else to do. And you know, those were the best Christmases I've ever had. I remember one Christmas at a spa, a retreat spa, where there was a whole group of us gathered of various different cultures and religious backgrounds, Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, indigenous. And we were all there with the one goal of enjoying ourselves at Christmas, enjoying the day, just having some fun, de-stressing. So we had people singing, dancing, playing instruments, telling stories. There was so much laughter and fun-loving, wholesome enjoyment of each other's company, because we were all united, all our hearts were united in that single expression of joy. And I felt like this was the true expression of Christmas for me, the thing that I was looking for. So I don't have any issue with people doing whatever they want to at Christmas time. And if you strongly feel that you've had enough of your family, maybe it's been abusive, maybe the situation in your family has been abusive, maybe you've been stigmatized, publicly shamed, whatever it is, or maybe you just feel it just doesn't resonate with you and you'd like a better experience, I highly support each and every one of you to find the meaning, the true meaning of Christmas or any of the other holidays that people celebrate at this time. Find it for yourself. Let it be authentic to you. And don't allow anybody else's opinions get in your way. So let me recap the 3 tips for creating peace and joy at the holidays. Don't play to win, number 1. Number 2, find something in it for yourself. And number 3, if the first 2 don't help you, then find another tribe. So I would love to know of anybody here who is listening who has any other ideas of how to bring more peace and joy into the festive season. I'd love to know what you've done, what's worked for you, or what hasn't. And if you do enjoy my content, please give it a like, subscribe, and share this with anybody who you think might be helped by the information. I wish you a wonderful festive season, no matter what you do, how you celebrate. I hope that 2026 is going to be marvelous for all of us. And I will be back after a 1-week hiatus. I'm going to be back with another video on January the 5th. And while I'm cooking up my turkey, I'll be cooking up some new content for 2026. So blessings to all of you, and I'll see you in 2026.